Good morning. Welcome to Against the Public for February 28th. Here we are, last day of the month. It has been an incredible February. Thank everyone who has been on board for the entire month and really the entirety of 2025. The last couple, I don't know, since November maybe, we've absolutely been smashing it. So thank you so much, and I hope everybody's been able to profit. And hopefully you got on board early. So you should be feeling pretty good at this point. Like I said, we have one more day to build. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining me. Let's check out our all-access numbers as we head towards the weekend. Saturday, as I said, is the first of the month. So if you've been contemplating getting a 30-day all-access pass, well, Saturday is the day, and you get an entire month for one low price. This is being recorded on Thursday, so hit that link below to see how we finish. Not every game is reflected of the numbers that we're about to talk about. All access customers, especially the ones that are on our totals, we're absolutely smashing it right now. 99 and 56 on our all access totals. 64% winners, 3,684 units of profit. We're one game shy of that 100 win mark. And, by comparison, our overall sides, our all access sides, they're on a modest 30 and 19 run. So pretty darn good. Please become an all access customer if you're not so far. Overall, the last 30 days has produced 57% winners, 2,068 units of profit. That's number one at pickdawgz.com. Obviously, we continue to dominate books on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, and I want to thank everyone who has joined me the entire way through. Before we get to your free selection, let's take a look at how Thursday's all-access card is shaping up as I sweat out the Lakers game. College basketball has 23 games with the Ivy League taking center stage early. We'll start things off with Brown and Harvard. That will tip off at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, 2 o'clock Pacific. College basketball customers, I'll use a phrase that my daughter can't stand, continues to slay bookmakers with 60% winners over our last 135 selections, good for 1,936 units. We continue to smash college basketball totals, 64 and 39, 62% winners, 2,220 units of profit. Over the last 30 days, all we've done is produce 56% winners. That's number one amongst cappers with at least 75 plays. We found even more consistency over the last 90 days in college hoops, 57% winners, 3,130 units of profit, number one at pickdawgz.com. So this entire season, we now sit at 56% winners, 3,263 units of profit. Look for 4 games off of Friday's card. The Major League Baseball exhibition schedule has 12 more games with Tampa Bay taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates from Lecom Park. This will be your typical 1 o'clock Eastern Time first pitch, 10 o'clock Pacific. NBA hands us a 10-game schedule starting with Denver and Detroit, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Pacific. We'll have 3 games in the association on our all-access card tomorrow. We are waiting on one more result, and it goes back and forth. 2 minutes to go in the Lakers game. NBA customers, 54 and 30 run right now. Good for just under 2,000 units of profit, 64% winners. And again, we're killing NBA totals. We're on a 42 and 16 run, 72% winners, 2,413 units of profit. The last 30 days in the NBA has produced 61% winners, 1,296 units of profit, number one amongst cappers with at least 70 plays. If you won with me yesterday, of course, I expect you to come back. And in 2 minutes, if we get this Lakers cover, I expect all of you guys to come back with me this entire weekend. And finally, the NHL just has 3 games, but we'll have a play in each one of those as we look to improve on a 10 and 4 run on NHL sides. Last 30 days has produced 55% NHL winners, so please don't miss out. All plays and records are documented daily at Pickdawgz.com. So that adds up to a strong 13-game schedule as we slide into the weekend. Plenty of reasons to become an all-access member if you're not already. Of course, we do have something for everyone, but I keep on pushing. every single day, or all access annual pass, which means you get every play that I release from now to this time next year for one low price. Comes out to be $4.11 a day. So throw it on a credit card. We'll roll the sleeves up and we'll go to work for you over the next year. And before we move on, once again, I want to remind you about my Major League Baseball season pass. It's up there right now. You can get that pass for less than $100 a month, which means you get every play from right now to the last pitch of the World Series for less than $100 a month. So get ready for an incredible season. Let's get to your free play. And we'll stay in the NBA. And I thought I'd go not even arguably the best. We'll go to the best game on the card. Rotation number 533, 534. Cleveland Cavs heading to Beantown to take on the Boston Celtics. Celtics are a 2.5-point home favorite. Total's 232. Early betting patterns show that the public is on the Cavs. Not a surprise. And the over. Cleveland's 48-10 straight up, 38-19-1 ATS. And they are 38-20 to the over, one of the best over teams in the NBA's. The Lakers now have a 9-point lead with 1 minute to go. Let's cash that ticket. Cleveland brings in an 8-game win streak. Matter of fact, the last time the Cavs lost was to the Boston Celtics. Cleveland has covered 6 straight games, or 5-0-1, depending on the number that you got in the Memphis win. 5 of the last 7 games have cashed overs. The Boston Celtics 42-17 straight up. 25-33-1 ATS, 32-26-1 to the under. Boston has won 10 of their last 12 games. They're 7-5 against the number during that streak, and they have dropped 2 straight, though. They dropped 2 straight. Last game out was against Detroit. That was clearly a look-ahead spot. 5 of the last 6 games have cashed under tickets. My number one betting angle that I love to lean on here, and I don't do it every time because the number's got to be right too. It can't just be, 2 teams going in an opposite direction. A number has to be right here, right as well. And it kind of is here. It's not good enough to put on my main card, but it is definitely good enough to put up as a free play. And the angle is, and we've talked about this before, when we have 2 teams that are heading in opposite directions, and I don't mean straight up, I mean as far as ATS. With 2 teams going in opposite directions, which we have here, then the odds makers kind of overcorrect, and they bait the public to continue betting on the streak, even if it's a small streak, because the last thing that the bookmakers want is a prolonged winning streak or a prolonged losing streak, because players get on these streaks and they can make the lights flicker if the streak is long enough. So again, it's not a straight up streak; it's a streak against the numbers. We have a situation here where the Celtics have failed to cover back-to-back games, and in their last outing, they lost by 20 at Detroit as a 4.5-point favorite. And check that too. Did they lose by 20 in that game? Now I have to check this because I don't think that number is. They did lose by 20. Wow. Okay, lost by 20. Must have just went completely over my head. I'm like, they lost by 20. Anyway, so they lost by 20 at Detroit as a 4.5-point favorite. Clearly a look ahead spot there. The Cavs are rolling straight up. They're rolling against the numbers, and the odds makers want this Cavaliers streak to stop. So they make a number where the Cavs better will not get as good of a number as they deserve. And we're splitting hairs here, which is why it's not a premium game. But I have Boston at -3, which gives bettors a 0.5 point less because this game could very well come down to 3 points. And in fact, I've been very critical of the NBA because I think part of the reason and part of the problem with the NBA right now, as opposed to when I was growing up, is there's no compelling matchups. There's no must-see matchups. When I was growing up, and maybe it was a Northeast thing, when the Pistons played the Bulls, or the Pistons played the New York Knicks, or the Knicks played the Celtics, or the Celtics played the Sixers, and definitely when the Celtics played the Lakers, it was must-watch television. Tell me who the must-watch matchup is right now. I mean, they were trying to build Cleveland and Golden State for a couple of years. My goodness. So the best you have to offer is a matchup of 2 teams that play twice a year? That's a problem. Well, I think in this matchup we have as close to a must-see matchup as anybody in the NBA, and you could probably make a case for OKC and Denver, or the Lakers and whoever. But this is really close. It's not matching what it used to be, but this is really close. So. This game could get, as I said before I went off on my tangent, this game could come down to a 2 or 3 point game. And we're talking, if we're using the term key numbers in basketball, 3 is almost as important as the number 2 as far as a key number in basketball, if that makes certainly not as key as football numbers. But if we put it in basketball terms, 2 and 3s are pretty key numbers. Celtics have won 5 of the last 6 meetings, including the last just over 3 weeks ago in Cleveland. So Boston wins and covers this game at the free throw line late. And you're going to see Cavalier money. Matter of fact, you've seen it already. You're going to see Cavalier money come in, which may push this game down to 2. It is not going to go back up again. We're not going to see a 3 for sure. It may stick at 2.5, but I think we might get a 2, which might give us a little bit better of a number with Boston. And I do think it's important to get the best of the number in this matchup, because I think it's going to come down to some late buckets, and probably, as I said, I think Boston wins this game from the free throw line late, because we, get to that area where they start fouling, and Boston probably wins this game 3 to 5 points. They cover this point spread, but again, they are setting this up where, hey, look, 2 teams are going in opposite directions. Cleveland's, and not only that, is in a revenge spot. Public is all over Cleveland to start this game, to start the betting. I still think Boston, with a home court advantage, gets the job done. So we're going to take Boston minus 2.5 as your free play. I hope I explained that properly. Please go to pickdawgz.com, where every individual play and every discounted long-term pass is locked and loaded, including my annual all-access pass for just $4.11 a day. I can't thank you enough for joining me. Thank you so much. It's been an incredible month. We're going to have a great March, so please jump on an all-access pass and join me the entire month of March. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Friday.